All right, good morning. Really great, but we'll be all right. I'm Coach Williams from Woodville-Thompkins. Wes Walker, senior, to my left, and to my right, you have Alfonso Ross, another senior. The difference with this year's media day is we've already started playing, so you kind of got an outlook already of your teams, of my team so far, and a couple things: new classification, new region, but the model don't change. I mean, I heard some of the questions, but you're expected to win, and that's what we're expected to win this year. We don't look at rankings. That's the biggest thing that most people are evaluated on is rankings. And rankings mean nothing. We were ranked 0 going into the state playoffs last year and finished in Final Four. We match up. This year we changed our schedule a little bit to put us in some hostile environments. Make sure that we're playing on the road enough, because with the coin flips, like happened to me, I think, 5 years ago, number 1 in the state, coin flip, got to go on the road. Kind of got screwed in that situation. So again, we're more focused on playing teams that can push us mentally. This year, of course, with the different region changes, it was hard for us to get a lot of local teams on our schedule. But other players that are not here, Terrence Bush, Joey Bell, Tyler Grant, they've stepped up majorly for us this past few games. Defensively has been our model and focus this year. Most teams think, pressing and trapping is the way to go all the time. And we had to change our demeanor and play a lot of man-to-man, full court. We might do a little bit of 3 quarters, but we're man-to-man more this year, especially with the shot clock. And we want to make sure that teams feel our body, for 32 minutes and not just have open shots. And so that's the model we've changed a little bit. After losing last year, I went back and watched the film a few times, and Butler beat us physically. So we still weight lift 3 times a week after school. They lifted yesterday, so that we're sticking with that. But goals, win the region this year. That doesn't change. Get to the Final Four, and then anything can happen from there. Consistency each day in practice. These guys have to understand we're still a young team, so each game is a little bit different for us. So just consistency. We scrimmaged Bradley a couple of weeks ago, and it was funny because we got in at 4 a.m. The night before. We went to watch one of our ex-players play. And so 4 a.m., get these guys up at 6:30 from my house, and then everybody's looking at the Bradley score, and I started laughing. I said, they must don't know that I just taught my guys the JUCO life. Travel, play, get up, and do it again. So the lesson we learned from that is just be consistent. No matter what time you go to bed, just be consistent. We're not worried about wins and losses. We're worried about winning the right games and getting better. Any questions?
Yeah, Coach, Wes was out for most of the season with an injury last year. Getting him back in the equation, what's that going to mean?
Well, it means a lot, but Wes hasn't played yet. He got hurt in the Bradwell game, so he didn't play against GAC. Okay. So we don't put those stats out there, the DMPs or whatever. So Wes didn't play. He didn't start the other night. So we're just trying to get him back in the routine. I don't care about playing my bench. And I've said before, I've got almost 250 wins. My job is to prepare the players on the bench. And that's why we got so far last year. It's because my bench was prepared, not necessarily my starters.
There seems to be a lot of confidence from coaches around the area this year. Coaches really feeling like they have a chance to make a run. I know you spoke about beefing up the schedule to kind of put yourselves in more hostile situation. Is that a direct result of what happened in the Final Four last year, or is that just something you've been thinking about as the natural progression for the program?
Good question. It's not the result from the Final Four. It's the result from the Sweet 16 in Elite 8. I had to go on the road to Rayland County, one day trip, 1 day back, 2 days later go up to model, 1 day back. So our students, our players were prepared for that hostile environment. You know, sold out, you know, you're the hated, you're the hunted. And we went both of those games in the overtime. And without having those teams, you know, like the Valdes, the Toombs County, who packs the gym on you guys, we wouldn't have been prepared for that. So we want to kind of stick with that because 1A in this area is more of the country towns, you know, smaller towns. And they're going to, for any team that's coming from Savannah, they're going to pack that gym and they want you to lose. And so we're just trying to not beef up our schedule from a marketing standpoint or a ranking standpoint. We're trying to beef it up from a mental standpoint.
Coach, you talked about those elite Sweet 16 games being like a model in these hostile world environments. How do you feel for more of your upperclassmen? How do you feel those experiences will prepare them for this season?
It's already happened. The other night we're up 9 in the fourth quarter against Richmond Hill, and they came back and cut it to 1. And we had a sophomore hit 2 free throws to seal the game. But also, when it was a timeout call, you can ask these guys, they came to the bench and I say 1 word to them, not 1 word. And they coached themselves. So we're prepared them to say, hey, let's step up, let's do this, let's do that. No, they say 1 word. They went back out and did what they were supposed to do. And if you don't give teams those goals and those situations, you're going to lose in the Elite Eights. You're going to lose in Sweet 16s because of the fact that the experience matters. And the confidence matters. They feel if that happens again, what if we don't have a timeout? You know, and they got to huddle up real quick. Then they've already coached themselves.
Coach, during the opening game, you played GAC, which was lost by 4 or 5 points, which is GAC is regarded as one of the toughest teams in the state of Georgia. You know, starting off already being battle tested already. How's that coming for the team? Have you seen a little improvement or a little fight in them?
Yeah, you put West Walker in that game, we beat them by 15. Let's just not sugarcoat that, he didn't play. So I'm playing sophomores and juniors. So, you know, your defensive back line, well, people, it's just like a Georgia-Tennessee game. When you don't have your main defensive guys, you're going to struggle. So, and then Alfonso Ross, you know, got to carry the load. So, you know, they played us well defensively. I mean, let's think about it. It helped me to 44 points, but I helped them to 49 with 2 stars out. So, but that preparing us for New Hampstead coming up. You know, scrappy team, very good, local game. But each game prepares us for something. I like my first games to always be on the road.
Okay.